Oh God, there's so many questions. What is going on, guys? It's Ryan and we're back again with another video. Today is supposed to be Tutorial Tuesday, so this is not Tutorial Tuesday. I'm bummed. I've had an incredibly busy week and I unfortunately didn't have enough time to really put like a good tutorial out, and I'm obviously not gonna put out something that I'm not proud of and I'm not excited for you guys to see. So instead, I put out on social media yesterday that I'm doing a Q&A. I put it out on like Instagram and Twitter, and there's a lot more than I was planning. So I'm definitely not gonna be able to answer all of these. So I'm gonna read through these kind of briefly and pick out some of the more actual informative questions for you guys. So let's get this started. All right, so question number one comes from Will on Instagram, and I'm gonna put all these on the screen like right around here somewhere so you guys can check them out. What is one advice you'd give to someone just starting out in videography, photography? By the way, I love your videos, keep it up, bro. Thank you, Will. So the end-all be-all tip that I would give to anybody starting out with photography or videography is practice. Now I know it's cliche to say practice makes perfect, but when it comes to something like this creative industry, it really does stand true. Practice makes perfect. If you're just starting out with photography or videography, go out and shoot more. Be brainstorming all the time, playing mood boards, playing storyboards, go out and shoot, go out and edit, do all of it over and over and over. Have different concepts each time you go out and shoot, like maybe try and shoot some product photography or something like that, or specifically go out one day and shoot all landscapes. Same thing applies if you're doing video. Just do it all the time as much as you can. Constantly try new things that make you uncomfortable, because when you push your comfort zone and you push those boundaries of what you think you are as a photographer or videographer, that's when you really excel. That's when you really start to get better. Multiple people have asked that kind of same question, or at least that same context of question. So thank you to everybody who submitted a question basically asking for pieces of advice for upcoming photographers, videographers, but that's more or less the end all piece of advice that I have for everyone. EMNT asks, what do I do to make a living? The answer to that is literally this, literally photo and video, not necessarily just YouTube, but pretty much freelance photography and videography. Anything with content creation I'm pretty much doing right now, and that's literally making 100% of my income. Anthony Werner Fit on Instagram asks, was wondering what the first camera you started with was. The very first camera that I would actually consider like a real camera was the Canon T2i. I bought this off Craigslist, I think at the time for like, it was either like $400 or $450 or something like that. Along with that, I bought the 50mm 1.8. I specifically bought it to get started out with photography and like kind of dabble with video. But where I actually got started with photography and videography is a whole nother topic. So we'll go into that in probably another video. But yeah, Canon T2i. Huznith Misterin. I give up. Do you think Canon can still catch up with the game? DSLR versus mirrorless? I definitely think that DSLRs really have their place in the world of photography and videography, as well as mirrorless. Whether or not they can catch up to like the advances that mirrorless is having in terms of technology, as of lately, DSLRs have been kind of notorious for being slow to bring in some of the features that some of the new mirrorless cameras are. So whether or not they'll catch up in terms of like the tech, not too sure, but they're still like fantastic pieces of equipment. Like, just because mirrorless is offering like a little bit more bang for your buck doesn't mean that DSLRs don't still like have their place. Keithokins. What is up with your guys' names? How do you stay motivated to consistently make YouTube videos? I stay motivated because it's actually like genuinely what I enjoy doing. Like, I really love filming and putting out content for you guys because it's my passion. Making YouTube videos and inspiring an audience, and especially the way you guys communicate with me and you send me messages saying like, I've inspired you to go out and shoot, or I've inspired you to create this, inspired you to like create a YouTube channel, just anything along those lines, like makes it all the better. The fact that like I'm actually making an impression on an audience. So how do I stay motivated? Well, for one, I love to do it, and for two, you guys. Sarah K. Graves asks, if you could say one thing, what would you tell your 13-year-old self? That's a really cool question, actually. Make more videos. Even though at 13 years old, I was making videos, but like not in a serious manner whatsoever. So I wish I would have like started actually kind of chasing this whole thing a little bit more seriously sooner. So I would have told my 13-year-old self to like make more videos and take more photos. She also asked, where do I find my music? There's tons of people who have been asking that question, and the main answer is I use Epidemic Sound. Tons of YouTubers have been using it lately. It's become really, really popular. It's a subscription-based program that gives you access to a huge library of royalty-free music. You pay a monthly fee of, I think, like 15 bucks or something like that. It works great. I love it. The music that they have on there isn't like weird and like royalty free sounding. It's actually like dope music. Justin the Creative asks, what's the strap that I use for my cameras? I don't actually use like a neck strap. I use a hand strap, and it's the Peak Designs clutch hand strap, if I'm not mistaken. It has a quick release plate on the bottom of it where it attaches into the tripod thread, and the majority of my tripod heads that I use the same mounting type of that quick release. So it's just super convenient and works really well. And I just don't like neck straps in general. Like, I never use them. So Andrew Tognetti asks, how far do you usually travel for photo shoots? Is there a limit to how far you'll drive, fly out to take pictures of something? That question kind of depends. If it's for like personal work, I guess it really kind of depends on the value of the project to me, how far I'd be willing to travel to like a location to go shoot something. If it's for a client, usually the client is gonna pay for your travel or, you know, lodging accommodations basically. So is there a limit to like how far I'd go for client-based photo or video work? No. I mean, obviously if they're paying for me to go there, like I'm gonna go there. Bradley McGrim asks, how did you start? Who wanted to make you start? And how do you make the color grading pack? Again, this is gonna be kind of like another video topic down the road here soon, like how I got started with photo and video, but I got started way back in the day. I think the original reason I like picked up a camera and actually started filming something was because I was into airsoft at the time. And there was like a couple of YouTubers that I watched that made airsoft videos, and I really wanted to like do stuff like that. This is way back, I think I was like 12. So I think around that time, I picked up a camera and started making some like photo and video stuff because I was into airsoft. But again, this is totally a whole nother video topic because my history with photo and video is pretty long and pretty crazy. So, and how to make the color grading pack? Well, those LUTs I developed specifically in Photoshop. What I did is I imported a still frame from a video. I created a full sort of color grade adjustment onto that frame and then exported that as a LUT basically and created the LUT pack. All right, so I'm gonna move into questions from Twitter. There's definitely not as many as Instagram. So Adam asks, how are you able to afford all your camera and tech gear that you have? PS, your setup is dope. Thank you, man. I get this question a lot, and there's been a couple of people who have been like, oh, you just have rich parents or something like that. That couldn't be farther from the fact. I've pretty much been paying for everything that I have since I was maybe 16 years old, and I'm 20 now. So definitely am not getting just like parent spending money. The answer is I work for it. The majority of the equipment that I have was purchased during the time I was working full-time hours at Pro Photo Supply. So I mean, a job is basically how I was paying for that at that point, but all the new stuff that I've added in like the last 6 months since I haven't been working there has come from the income I've generated with my freelance photo and video work, YouTube, and all the other little things that I've been doing with photo and video. So I swear to God, the only reason people ask that question is because I have like a young looking face and I don't look like I'm 20. Rich parents, whoa. AJ Ocean asks, Adobe or Final Cut Pro? Adobe, you should know that. Watch my videos. Do I ever use Final Cut? Gosh. Alex asks, what's the best way for new YouTubers to get a good upload routine going? How to make an interesting vlog on slow, boring days? If you're in it for the money, you're going to fail and fall flat on your face, and I can absolutely guarantee you that. If you're actually in it for the fact that you enjoy making videos, be honest with yourself, figure out how much time you want to put into it, and actually commit to a routine that you can commit to. So if that means that you can only produce one video a week, then that means you produce one video a week. If you can do more than that, then all the better. And as for making an interesting video out of like a slow or boring day, it really kind of just depends. Like what kind of stuff you do on your YouTube channel. If you're specifically doing just vlogging, honestly, if you just stayed in your house all day, then that's probably not a day you should have been vlogging, because in reality, if you're doing absolutely nothing, unless you're just talking about important things, it's not, there's kind of just like no real solution to that. If you're not doing something exciting, you're probably not going to have like an exciting video. End of story. And vlogging in general is just not a very good subject to get a YouTube channel started with. I'm gonna do a video talking about why vlogging isn't necessarily a good video topic for a starting YouTuber, but I would personally say find another subject that's gonna add some value, some context to your channel. vlogs in general just aren't a great way to grow. And again, I'll explain that in a video coming up here soon. Okay, so I just finished the rest of the Q&A, probably about another 15 minutes of answering questions, and the camera stopped recording. These next questions are gonna be coming from Snapchat. So, Yesaya88 asks, who's your favorite music artist and which of their songs is your favorite? I listen to so many different genres right now that it's really hard to like pinpoint one single artist that I'm into, because there's just, my tastes are like just so drastically various right now, if that makes sense. One particular artist or song that's my favorite, don't have one. Rami, sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. What video that you posted is your favorite? I would probably have to say the most recent vlog that I posted was my favorite, just because it was like so action-packed and there was never like a dull moment in that vlog, I felt like. And it was a reasonably long one, so I felt like it was kind of a first for me for producing like a vlog that's over like 7 minutes that actually I was like kind of happy with and I thought hooked your attention for that entire time. So yeah, the most recent vlog that I produced was definitely my favorite video. Ben asks, how long does it usually take to edit a video? Definitely depends on the video, but a vlog usually takes 3 to 4 hours. A tutorial takes like 2 or 3 hours, primarily just because it's like dialogue. It could take longer, however, if there's like tons of fancy B-roll that needs to be added into it. And then something like a short film or something like that, sometimes I'll spend multiple days editing just because I have multiple people watch it. I watch it over and over at different points in time to like really make sure that the message that I was looking to convey in that short film got across exactly how I wanted to. So it just depends on the project itself for how long the video is going to take to edit. All right, so I think I'm gonna end the Q&A right there. There's definitely a lot of questions that I didn't answer, so if your question was not answered, I apologize, but I'm gonna be doing more of these down the road, so there'll be another opportunity potentially for you to get your question answered. So be on the lookout for a tweet or an Instagram post or something of that sort for the next Q&A. I have some extremely exciting things coming later this week, so I hope you guys will stay tuned. But that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Wanna fuck with me? 2 zips, it's lit, bang, roll, can't fit, squat, shit, all of my niggas finesse.